You, poor couple, probably came to mooch off my parents, since you have no money, didn't you?
My brother's abusive words shattered the festive New Year atmosphere. As I couldn't say anything to my brother, who continued to hurl insults, demanding alcohol, my husband spoke up.
Do you not recognize me? Huh? Like I'd know you.
My brother sneered, looking down on my husband, and said dismissively,
Is that so? Well then.
With the words that followed, my brother was about to descend into hell. My name is Sarah Smith, and I work as a planner at an event company. For someone like me who loves interacting with people and enjoys fun things, I consider this job to be my calling, and prioritize it over romance. There's someone who belittles me, and that's my brother, Liam. He is employed at a company reputed as top tier, and works in a department considered prestigious. He has been exceptionally talented since he was a student, but he is too proud of himself, and he has always looked down on me and made fun of me.
You prioritize work when you are just a woman, and it's pathetic, haha. Well, poor people living at parents' home, who don't get paid much for working, have no choice but to work hard, I guess. Even if you end up being single for the rest of your life, make sure not to bother me. Living a lonely life all alone is so miserable.
Every time my brother looks at my face, he insults me saying I'm a single woman with nothing but work. My parents scold my brother, but he shows no remorse, insisting that he's just speaking the truth, and there's nothing wrong with it. I used to argue back in the past, but when I did, he would shower me with even worse words. Also, since I rarely see my brother as he had moved out of our family home, I just ignore him. I have no love life, and my brother makes fun of me about that, but I recently met a man.
His name is Noah Brown.
He is the representative of our business partner and he gives off a conservative impression, but I liked his soft-spoken demeanor and polite work ethic. I was hoping to get a bit closer to him, but I learned from someone from his company that Mr. Brown has a girlfriend. His girlfriend is Ketty Jones, a glamorous beauty who is a receptionist at his company. Her beauty makes her well known even in our company, which is their business partner. But at the same time, she is the subject of constant rumors about her relationships with men. While I believe envy is a factor, I've also heard that there are some victims of her actions in our company. Although it piqued my interest, I felt it wasn't my place to intervene since I was an outsider, so I tried to interact with Mr. Brown with a more reserved attitude. One day, during a meeting, I noticed that Mr. Brown seemed extremely downcast.
Mr. Brown, you don't look well. It's not urgent, so how about we skip today's meeting and I'll send you the materials later via email? No, I'm fine.
I apologize for causing concern. Let's get started. Mr. Brown was clearly putting on a brave face, but we started the meeting anyway.
The budget is approximately this much, and it seems to be okay. What do you think? Mr. Brown? Mr. Brown? I'm sorry. What were we talking about? I sincerely apologize.
Seeing Mr. Brown's distracted demeanor even during the discussion, I decided to interrupt the meeting.
Mr. Brown, let's call it a day. I'll email you the materials and the checklist later. Ms. Smith, I truly apologize. I'm sorry for causing inconvenience. Please don't worry. You don't seem well, so I think it's best for you to leave early today and get some rest. Thank you very much. But if I'm not doing something, I keep thinking more, so.
The phrase "I keep thinking more" caught my attention, and I couldn't help but say to him,
If you're troubled by something, please let me know. I think just talking about it will help. No, I shouldn't burden you, Ms. Smith. I'm willing to listen to any kind of story. I just want you to feel a bit better and be able to focus on your work.
When I made a joking remark, Mr. Brown chuckled a bit.
Thank you. If you don't mind then, I actually had a girlfriend I was considering marrying, but she quit her job, saying she was marrying another man. What? Ms. Jones? Come to think of it, she hasn't been at the reception lately. Oh, you know her? Ketty Jones is someone who spends money extravagantly, way beyond her salary. She often asked me for expensive items. A while ago, I advised Ketty to reconsider her spending habits. After that, I couldn't get in touch with her, and when I came to the office today, I found out she had resigned.
I couldn't find the words to comfort him as he spoke with a pained expression.
I called Ketty. She answered the phone, but she told me that she didn't need someone like me who doesn't pay for her, and she threatened to accuse me of stalking if I called again. It was just a fling for her. No, I was just a cash cow to her. I'm sorry for sharing such a story.
Seeing Mr. Brown weakly smile, I trembled with anger towards Ketty Jones.
What's wrong with her? Who does she think she is? Oh, I'm sorry. I got too emotional.
He seemed surprised by my angry outburst, but he quickly smiled.
Thank you for getting angry on my behalf. I was too shocked to be angry. It's okay to be angry, right? Ms. Smith, thank you for listening to my story. I feel a bit better now.
He seemed to have brightened up a bit.
Mr. Brown, are you free after work today? Let's grab a drink and blow off some steam in times like this.
I invited him for a drink, wanting to cheer him up.
Oh. I'm sorry. I'm being pushy.
Seeing Mr. Brown frozen in surprise, I suddenly felt embarrassed.
No, thank you. After listening to my story, you are even inviting me. Well then, we absolutely have to finish work on time today, don't we? Shall we wrap up the meeting?
With a smile, Mr. Brown said that and then looked down at the documents. Feeling a mix of embarrassment and happiness, I resumed the meeting. From that day on, he and I got closer. We started having casual conversations on WhatsApp, and we even began spending our days off together. He and I shared similar perspectives, and it was comfortable being together. As I started thinking I'd like to spend more time together, I received a sudden message from my brother, saying he would bring his fiancée to our home. I didn't want to see my brother, but my parents insisted I at least greet his fiancée, so reluctantly, I agreed to meet them. When I saw his fiancée, I was genuinely shocked. The person my brother brought as his fiancée was none other than Ketty Jones.
What? Ms. Jones? You're marrying my brother?
I exclaimed without thinking.
Oh, it's you. You used to come to our company from the event planning firm, right? You're Liam's sister.
I felt anger welling up inside me as Ketty, with a composed smile, looked at me.
You chose my brother over Mr. Brown? Ms. Jones, you are not good judges of character. What?
Ketty was momentarily surprised, but quickly wore a defiant smile.
So, you know about Noah too, right? Of course, Liam, who's on the fast track in a top company, is better than a plain and ordinary office worker like Noah. What's wrong with picking a man with better specs?
Ketty spoke without a hint of remorse, and my brother joined in the conversation.
I've crossed paths with this Noah guy in work-related events. He's a dull, uninspiring guy. I'm a better catch as a man, so being chosen is only natural, don't you think? Haha.
I couldn't help but feel disgusted by my brother who said that while laughing haughtily, and Ketty who chimed in, agreeing with his words. Even our parents seemed disappointed witnessing their attitudes.
I don't consider you guys who look down on others and behave arrogantly, as my family. Do as you please with your marriage or anything else. And in return, don't enter our home ever again.
My father declared estrangement quietly. My brother, enraged, retorted,
Even if you disown me, it won't inconvenience me at all. You are kicking out your eldest son, and you'll regret it.
and left with Ketty. I don't have to see my brother anymore. That thought made my heart feel lighter. However, my heart darkened at the same time as I debated whether to tell Mr. Brown about this incident. I wrestled with the decision, but I believed Mr. Brown had the right to know, so I decided to tell him. After work, I called out to Mr. Brown.
Ms. Smith, what's wrong? You look so serious.
It was heartbreaking to see Mr. Brown looking at me with concern, but I mustered the courage and told him.
Actually, my brother is getting married, and his partner is Ms. Jones. Huh?
My brother seems to have been frequenting your company, and that's where they met. I accidentally mentioned you. But she said, what's wrong with choosing someone who works at a prestigious company
over a lowly employee who works at a regular company? Yeah.
My father disowned them because both my brother and Ms. Jones continued to look down on people in front of my parents and me.
I see. I'm sorry. You probably didn't want to hear this kind of story. No, thank you for sharing. I can't say that I'm not shocked, but the impact is less than I expected.
I was surprised by how composed Mr. Brown looked compared to what I had expected.
I've been thinking since the last time we talked, and realized that I was so elated that such a beauty would date me that I didn't see her true colors. I was really down when I heard that she was getting married, but thanks to you, Ms. Smith, I was able to bounce back. I'm okay. Thank you for telling me.
I was relieved seeing Mr. Brown's smiling face.
Ms. Smith, it might be strange to say this, given the situation, but would you continue to stay by my side? Huh? What?
I was surprised by the sudden confession.
I have fun and I'm comfortable when I'm with you. Will you be my girlfriend with the intention of marriage? Yes, I would be happy to. Thank you.
I was genuinely happy to be in a relationship with Mr. Brown, whom I admire. After 2 years of dating, Noah Brown and I got married. On our first New Year's after we got married, we visited my parents' home. My father was delighted by our visit and started drinking with Noah. My father loves alcohol but is a lightweight. As expected, he quickly got drunk, so Noah took him to the room in the back to look after him. Right after that, the doorbell rang, and to my surprise, my estranged brother and his wife were standing at the front door. My brother knew about my father's low alcohol tolerance. Anticipating that my father would start drinking in the daytime during New Year's, he timed his visit accordingly. My mother refused to let them in, saying that my father had disowned them. However, my brother said,
That old man isn't of any use now, haha. Forget that, and prepare some alcohol and fancy dishes for New Year's.
And he just barged in. Ketty said, I'll use the bathroom, thank you, and went to the bathroom. Noah came out from the back, saying, It's a bit noisy, but what's goin'? As my mother and I were left dumbfounded. My brother glared at Noah and shouted,
Who the hell are you? Oh, you're Sarah's brother, right? I'm Noah, Sarah's husband.
My brother laughed disdainfully at Noah.
Perfect for the dull Sarah, huh? Has the poor couple come here to beg for money? I don't want to see your faces, so get out quickly.
Although my brother had belittled Noah as dull and unremarkable, he probably didn't remember his face clearly. My brother urged Noah and me to leave quickly and started demanding food and drinks from my mother. Noah, who had been silently observing my brother, spoke quietly.
Do you really not remember me? Huh? Like I'd know you.
My brother said while looking at Noah with a dubious look.
Okay, so you don't remember me. Then let's consider our future transactions null and void. Huh? Transactions? What the hell are you talking about? Are you crazy or something?
Just as my brother spoke arrogantly, Keddy entered the scene.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Oh my god, why are you here, Noah?
Keddy was surprised to see Noah.
He's Sarah's husband. He's blabbering about transactions and stuff. Huh? Noah married her? Well, whatever. Seriously, Noah. Someone like you wouldn't be able to do something about transactions with Liam's company. What nonsense are you talking about?
Seeing Keddy laugh mockingly, Noah said in an exasperated tone.
Do you remember my last name? Huh? What are you talking about? It's Brown, isn't it? Then, what's the name of the president of the parent company of the company you used to work for? Huh? What's with you all of a sudden? I think it was Brown. What? Brown?
My brother suddenly turned pale.
You are silly, Liam. Brown is a common last name, isn't it? There's no way this guy is related to the president.
Noah confronted Keddy, who was laughing carelessly.
Unfortunately, I'm the son of that president. Fortunately, there were a few Browns in the company and the parent company, so it didn't get exposed. Oh no. I worked in a subsidiary for training, but I returned to the parent company after I got married. I've been entrusted with several important tasks now, and I also have the authority regarding transactions with Liam's company.
My brother was trembling with a pale face, and Keddy was speechless.
Your company is indeed considered top-notch in the industry, but perhaps because of that, there are quite a few employees with bad attitudes. I heard they often make unreasonable demands, so I was considering reassessing our transactions.
Noah calmly explained.
Wait a minute, Noah. Why didn't you tell me you're the son of the president of a big company?
Keddy asked him in a flustered manner.
I was planning to tell you once we decided to get married. In fact, I told Sarah after we decided to get married.
Noah replied.
That's true. He told me after I accepted his marriage proposal. I was surprised, but titles like that don't matter to me.
I responded casually, and Keddy, with an incredulous expression, exclaimed.
What the hell? If I had known he's the president's son, I would have married him. Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Noah said with a dismayed look on his face as he saw my brother, still pale, confronting Keddy.
Those whose ties have been severed, please leave promptly.
And pushed them both outside. My brother, in an embarrassing state, begged Noah to reconsider the business deal, but Noah ignored him. Outside, my brother and his wife argued for a while, but they left hastily when they noticed that the neighbors came out because of the commotion. Afterward, Noah decided to terminate the business dealings with my brother's company. My brother, who had problematic behavior towards subordinates and juniors, was not only criticized for that but also faced dismissal due to the loss of a crucial business partner. Although he was boasting that he should be able to quickly find a new job, it seems that the industry's negative reputation has made it difficult for him. Since the incident, Keddy has been trying to reconnect with Noah, saying that she wants to get back together. She is even willing to be his mistress. However, when Noah threatened to take legal action for stalking, she immediately stopped. My brother and his wife, both known for their extravagant spending, couldn't adjust their lifestyle after being fired and quickly found themselves drowning in debt. My brother reached out several times seeking help, but I chose to ignore all the messages. Eventually, I got tired of his persistent calls and messages, and I blocked his number. I have no idea how my brother and his wife are doing after that. I made a vow not to become someone who looks down on others like my brother and his wife. And I decided to focus on building a happy home with Noah, working together.